Mezzo, as man always is, into the hospital for a cure to the holy fire, the erysipelas or epilepsy or syphilis or plague, approaching bloated with sores and pus to find a god, sees a divinity not just as badly off but gone beyond that, so far beyond that it cannot be trounced by any other in the lists of gods. The suffering for once counting beyond the suffering of any other creature in anywhere, in any when of the whole universe, instead of the pale, sentimental, rather effeminate homunculus exhibited most often whose sacrifice cannot be serious, cannot take on so visibly all by itself, integrally the whole pain of the world, so that you get to think, but what about, and what about any initial from the alphabet naming the names you know, he, she, they suffered just as much, sacrificed just as much, with frequently much fiercer pain even than just 4 nails can bring to hands and feet, the clawing hands as if imploring to, and to terrific weight upon the upper torso, the arms spread out, can't hold away from heart and lungs. Open the altarpiece to position 2, shedding the light of morning together with the evening's a magical admixture of all light. The mother seems much larger than all others in the presenting act of the Nativity. She bends over the present God to be, a beauty no other form of human flesh can be compared to it. It is so pure it has been called the snow, and she, the lady of the snows, in apposition to the great Schöngauer's Lady of the Roses. The town holds these 2 images of one who birthed a sun god way back beyond what anyone recalls of a long genealogy of births, allegedly saving men's light. And there is music all around, from instruments wielded by winged beings, some in man's image, some in the furnace of imagination, still one feathered, jeweled, peacock crown, tinted, decaying, green, uncomprehending star, as our own William Blake might have been witness to them while resting in his garden. The light falling from foreground, young woman crowned and mitred by fantasies to come, will grow in time into a halo circumferencing knowledge, both human and, if it be divine, if it can be defined, divine, within the bounds of the imagination only. Never forget that all disjunctions only absolve by argument of dream. But she in the Annunciation looks much more like a riven lover of our sun god when nailed as human in the torture scene than like she as a mother looks in the great presentation. Turning of head away from the huge messenger, imperially pointing in amethystine robes, you shall have this, like it or not, and mouth no humble servant of the Lord, so please you, but declare right now, I, moon, shall bear this sun of justice. A mountain melts behind the Lady of the Snows, an avalanche of light, water returning to the summit, the Deus absconditus whom one must hold, defined as Father in his celestial rose, small through requirements of perspective, unutterably far from any human pain as he is always, never descending, and daughter pre-existent, clothed with the sun in the Father's mind, with the mother human now, daughter no longer blind, can function as the revelation of general assemblies of fall undoubtedly. No consolation from the presented victim of the torture scene awaiting you as you approach. No sugar daddy figure rains blessings down from sky. Pruning, it's all okay, you'll be here in a minute. And no companions, not even thieves. The sky stark black and will remain so, and light will never seem to see again out of dead eyes, words never fall again from purple moor. No suggestion of life behind those sockets. This is all death, absolute death, the nothingness itself of nothing, which we in thinking death cannot encompass. Absolute shutdown of all conductors, all electricity. The feet gone, animal scales and smoked armor, or like advancing roots ready to enter ground. The torture instrument hacked out from trees is bricolaged and rudimentary, no elegance or balance in this cross. A victim has become a tree. He is the tree that the cross hangs on, decaying green as his opponent seems, himself the thorns grown in and out of tree and out the slime of all disintegration. But simultaneously above a tomb seemingly guarded by men asleep, one man, slow motion soldiering, his sword will not hold up, buries his nose to ground as he pitches forward. A rose of light features the totalizing colors of a rainbow, inside of which a figure floating up, trailing a gown, favors earth's shades, gradually melting into sky's hues, rises from tomb, ascends, transfigures body in a giant leap of balletic hope. Now arms apart, ready to embrace all, face painted bright in tones of ecstasy, only full face in all the artist's work, as in an image which never fades, since sun will sometimes fail our springtime fields. The generous compulsion of these scenes, colossal cataract of faith, Atlantis buried under oceans, for it's so huge it will take oceans, intelligence's towers drowned to the highest floor, blind eyes of faith indeed over the waters, floating forever on quarter truths and lies, incapable of deconstructing myth versus the power of reality, our combat for survival. Whose name was green forest, who made man tree, not even tree, but bark of it. A skin, hardly a skin now, but just a hideous envelope to hold all pain, ensuring it would not all gush into the world beyond the blood streaming from nails, like somber oval pupils in both hands and feet, and lance obliquely in the side. Nel mezzo here again, a tale in which I could have once believed, in this one canvas only. Nothing compels belief right now in this frail tale, on which too many columns have been raised, because if the first mother had not grabbed the apple, what certified first mother, what apple, poison, no son would ever have had need to die. And have you ever known a son not die? And there was no inherence in that rotted apple, no inner cause in any sin, no cause at all beyond the true sores on our dying bodies, the famines, plagues, and droughts of dying earth. Though down below men's never cease from gossip, no longer sings in sky a sun of justice now, but falls a darkness which all may take as light. And Mathis, who accomplished this, is still unknown in person, was only named Grönwald a foolish 100 years after his death. No will, papers, instructions found, virtually nothing with which to pin him down. Might have been one of 3, 4 other suspects, is said to have done this, done that, exhibited his talent, worked in other professions, and to have been full sadly married, yet unencumbered by ties of rank or power. This altarpiece alone saved over years from many wars and revolutions, hidden carried away and changing domiciles time after time for 7 centuries, safe from perdition but not so much discussed, catalogued only among earth's treasures, has lifted him little by little, men's eyes sharpened for vision to the highest tree, to the top branches of the highest tree, as lords of patience triumph over loss, there where the stars are singing, uneclipsable. Only Christian poem I've ever written. It's a little bizarre, I suppose.